The Strasburg Railroad is located in the Amish country of Lancaster County. Ellis Bachman, Vice President Administration, tells us more.
The railroad as it is now got started in 1959. None of this was here 25 years ago. All that existed at the railroad was two rusted rails running through a patch of weeds from Strasburg to the Lemon Place Junction. Number 31 is the engine we went into business here with back in the early 60s. Number 90 we bought in the late 60s. The 1223 and 7002 are both museum locomotives. We also have a 44-ton diesel locomotive that we bought from the Pennsylvania Railroad some years ago. Well, the present water tower is standing on stilts made from some former utility poles that served us well for a number of years, but the bottom is falling out of it now, so we're building a new steel tank that's more prototypical to railroad. We coal the engines from a dump truck. Stand back, it's dusty. Switch Tower was formerly located at Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. It was known as Lemo Tower, and in years before that it was known as J Tower. That tower is actually owned by the Lancaster Chapter National Railway Historical Society. The station that we use was built a little over a century ago along the Reading system. It was formerly located at East Petersburg, Pennsylvania, and we bought it in the early 60s and moved it here. So it is a real, honest-to-goodness, small-town station. It's factual.
The Strasburg Railroad is called the Road to Paradise for a good reason.
Because it goes to Paradise. The railroad actually goes into Paradise Township and to the village of Paradise.
The Strasburg Railroad is a freight-carrying railroad, and each year interchanges over 50 carloads of freight from Lemon Place Junction to Strasburg, acting as a connecting point from Conrail.
Fairview, Espinche, Cherry Hill, Grouse Grove, all aboard!
The Bluebell, the 11 o'clock train, is now headed for Lemon Place Junction. The locomotive that pulls the 11:30 train, the Strasburger, is undergoing final preparations in the yard. Number 1223 is painted in its original Pennsylvania Railroad scheme. This engine, several cars, and specially designed Hello Dolly car, which was built in the Strasburg shop, starred with Barbara Streisand and Walter Matthau in the movie version of Hello Dolly. The 11:30 train is now pulling in, and we'll hop on board and see just some of the sights on the Road to Paradise. Our conductor is Ned Sheffer.
The route over which we are traveling today is one of the oldest railroad rights-of-way in the entire world. It was given to the Strasburg Railroad by an act of the Pennsylvania State Legislature on June 9, 1832. And on June 9, 1982, we celebrated 150 years of continuous services to the communities of Strasburg and Paradise. Fairview Crossing is next. The Red Caboose Lodge and Motel will be located to the running left of our train.
The Cherry Hill station may be the world's smallest.
Now watch for that Cherry Hill station and don't you blink or you're going to miss it. And as we go by, you'll notice a sign reads population 17 more or less. Well, that means more when we arrive and a whole lot less when we leave. Now, if you continue to look out to the running left of our train, we'll be passing the 11 o'clock train returning to Strasburg. This is one of the few places on the continent of North America that I know of that one steam train passes another steam train on a regularly scheduled basis. Lemon Place Junction next, where the main line of the Strasburg Railroad meets the main line of Amtrak and Conrail. Now, back in the early 1900s, it was as high as 32 passenger trains a day would stop here at Lemon Place Junction. Today, there are 22 passenger trains go past here, but they don't even slow down. This is Lemon Place Junction. And our next stop will be Paradise, where you can change for Coatesville, Downingtown, Paoli, North Philadelphia, Trenton, Newark, and New York, Lancaster, Harrisburg, Altoona, Johnstown, Pittsburgh, and points west. That is, if you can run fast enough to catch the Amtrak train.
At Lemon Place Junction, the 1223 is turned around and we head back to Strasburg.
If you're interested as to how we establish our speed, it's a simple matter. The oldest timetable we ever found for our line was in the Lancaster Inland Daily for December 2nd, 1851. And we still follow that same basic schedule today, nearly 135 years later. So if you'd like to see how fast great-great-grandpa traveled, this is it. Somewhere under 60 miles an hour. And please, don't anybody get off our train and run ahead of our locomotive. That infuriates our engineer. By the time we reach our station, you will have traveled some 9 miles over the rails of history. We thank you for coming because it is you who makes all of this possible. We hope you will come back again, bring your friends and neighbors, and don't forget your picnic lunch. You'll find there's always something different. The Strasburg has gone further backward in the last 28 years than most railroads have gone forward. Next time you travel, take the train. It's 10 times safer and a lot more fun.